Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of this Q&A series which involves questions and answers and all that kind of stuff, with maybe some rambling. Of course, there is rambling. Let's get straight onto the questions because I actually missed last week's episode. Whoops. So yeah, straight onto the questions. And the first set of questions come from Super Flash. And they ask, question number 1 is, when do you think you'll stop this YouTube stuff? That is a good question. All good things must come to an end. You know, I've got to stop doing this at some point. But as for when I think, I really don't know. I think if something were to stop it, that sort of feasible in my life, does that even make sense? If something were to stop it, it already would have stopped, is what I'm trying to say. So I've been through quite a few kind of situations in life, you know, from coming out of secondary school to going into uni, to coming back to having a job, to going back to uni to now having a full-time job, and it's lasted throughout all of that, so that's a pretty good test of whether I can still do it or not. I guess the thing that would ultimately make me stop is when I really don't have time for it, when I have to prioritise school or work or something. But even then, I still don't think I'd ever stop completely. I'd slow down for sure, I'd have to, but I don't think I'd ever stop. I say it all the time, but it's really weird to not do it now, and it would definitely take some adjusting to not do it. And also because it's something that I've been doing for 4 years now, and it would be such a shame just to stop that in its tracks. It's almost like a sort of plant that you're growing, and you've got to keep watering it with videos. And if you don't, it's going to die, and you don't want that thing to die that's been in your life for so long and you've put so much effort and time into. So I don't think I'd ever completely stop, but if I were to, it would probably be because of work or uni, or maybe, would I ever get bored of it? I don't think so. I think with something like gaming, there's so many things you can do. I don't think you can get bored. Maybe YouTube. If YouTube changed too much, I would stop. Maybe you just don't know. Everyone could switch over to another site in a few years' time because YouTube introduces a really crappy, I don't know, pay system or something like that, and you just can't predict the internet. So how long or when do you think I'll stop doing this YouTube stuff? Who knows? But when do I think I'll stop doing this whole video making stuff? Well, I hope for a lot more time yet to come. A lot more time yet to come. I really am not making any sense in this episode. Oh, good. But honestly, I don't know. I don't think anyone knows when they're going to stop doing this. But like I said, it'll be a very, very big shame to let this just drop and fall and die and become a abandoned channel. Don't want that. No. Superflash's second question is, would you ever do an online community game like Team Fortress 2 or Arkham Origins multiplayer? When you say would you ever do an online community game, as in a let's play of it? Or a video series on it? I don't think so. The thing with those is it's so, because it's multiplayer, it's open, and there's no sort of end to it. You could say there's no end to Minecraft, but at least with Minecraft you get to choose what you want to do. With those, it'll be the same thing over and over again, pretty much. That being said, I do like the idea of a community game and playing with other people, maybe even subscribers. So I always say I'm going to do a stream like that, but I never know which game to pick. So if you have any suggestions for games you think a lot of people might have, maybe to stream one time and we could go online. But I don't think I'd ever make a proper fully fledged video series of it, no. And Superflash's final question is, will you ever do a co-op game with someone else like Portal 2 or maybe a Lego game? Well, I'd like to do. I've done a co-op Let's Play now with Honest Tom 23. I've done 2 of them. That was Splinter Cell and Ratchet and Clank All for One. We actually did discuss about doing a Lego game because there is something very, very just fun and quaint about Lego games. They're made for co-op, pretty much. They are the perfect co-op game. Unfortunately, there's not many Lego games which are online co-op. They're all usually local. But I would like to do a Lego game. But at the same time, the Lego games are very different to how I played the first few ones. I only played really Star Wars Lego and a bit of what was the other one? Maybe Indiana Jones. I think I played a bit of that, or maybe Harry Potter. But they're all very different now. It's all got voice acting, and it's all very not complex, but it has a lot more powers and abilities and characters, and I don't know. There's just much more depth to them, which in a way is good, obviously. Like the fact that most of them are open world now, but also I kind of like the fact I liked how simple Lego Star Wars was. That being said, they're still good games, obviously. So yes, Lego definitely. But Portal 2 I think is a little bit too old now and a little bit too overplayed, Portal. To make a video series from anyway. That's just my opinion. Because I've played the co-op with a friend already, and I've watched at least 2 or 3 co-op Let's Plays of it on YouTube, and it's just everywhere, Portal 2, because it's such a good game. And it's such a good co-op game. So maybe to Lego, probably not to Portal. But co-op games in general I'd like to do some more of. Okay, so thank you for the questions, Super Flash. The next one comes from L10... Oh, I've only put L10. What's his whole name? L10G7C9, that's it, of course. What... No, wrong question. When you was a kid, was you a smart kid, nerdy kid, stupid kid, athletic kid, weird kid, cool kid? What was you like at school? What was you like? That's okay. This actually made me have to think. I don't like thinking. So what kind of kid was I at school? It's very difficult to say, because you could say, oh, I was a shy kid, I was the clown, like the class clown, but that's from your own eyes. You don't know what you were like to other people. So when I think back, I was definitely not the athletic kid. No way, Jose. And I definitely wasn't the cool kid. I was very average, and that sounds really bad. But you know, I got on well with most people. Let's put it that way. I wasn't sort of in the higher echelons of you know, the kids that the students that always that go out partying every weekend, and you know, they're always the ones in the gossip, things like that. I wasn't part of that. No. But at the same time, I wasn't like a super geeky kid. I was just somewhere in the middle. Which I think was fine. I was actually talking to some friends about this last night, in fact, or well, whenever this comes out, about how it'd be really interesting to go back, like in A Christmas Carol, to your past and just watch it from an outside perspective, like a fly on the wall, because I'm sure I acted very differently to how I think I did. I'm sure I came across very different to how I think I did, and that's a good thing? Bad thing? I don't know. Maybe I came across as a little jerk or a little smug kid. I wasn't. No, I don't think I was smug. I probably seemed quite quiet. As in, I did tend to stick to just my own group of friends. I didn't really. You know, like I said, I get on with other people. I could strike a conversation, but I wouldn't maybe go out and try and talk to many other people or group up with many other people. I was just happy in my own group. But I don't know. Maybe most people are like that. You have your circle of friends and you just stick to it. But if we're going to go with the tags like athletic, stupid, nerdy, I was relatively smart. I think I got decent grades. I'd say I was a smart kid. Maybe weird? No. Maybe a little bit. And average. Average is such a bad word, but in fact, I was talking about this with my friends as well, about how it'll be really sad to be on your deathbed and think back and go, yeah, that was alright. Like, yeah, that'll do. That's a horrible thought, isn't it? You almost like you had to compromise aspects of your life in some way. Maybe not average. I don't want to say average. No, I take that back. Normal. That's probably... Yeah, normal's alright. It's the same as average, isn't it? Oh. But like I said, it'll be very interesting to go back and just watch myself and how I acted. It'll be very cringeworthy, I'm sure. But interesting how I've changed. I think everyone wants to go back to see when they were a kid. I would have thought so anyway. Next question, thank you L10 for the question. Next one is from Ariosa. And their question is, what was your funniest video game moment? And I believe I answered this question before in some episode. Which one I can't remember. So I'll have to quickly say now, I think my answer to that was... Or was that about glitches? I'm getting mixed up. It was probably a glitch. I think I answered that. I said it was maybe the funniest moment was a glitch. But that... Oh, God, I can't remember. Or maybe not even a glitch, just like in the Simpsons Hit and Run where Marge gets whacked by the police car. Things like that are pretty funny. But at the same time, there's probably funny things that I didn't record. Or before I even started doing this Let's Play. And in fact, some of the funniest moments is when I've been playing with friends. For example, in GTA San Andreas, there is a mission where you kind of drive up to a boat, sneak into the boat, kill everyone on the boat. We're talking like a big cargo ship, not a boat, a ship. And you finally meet the boss of this gang in the like the captain's quarters, and he's this old wise Chinese man, and he challenges you to a fight with what are the long swords called? It was a katana. That was it. He challenged you to a fight with a katana, and so he sort of gives you one, and we will fight honorably. Blah 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 blah, and you have the option to just shoot him. So I was playing with a friend. I went, oh god, no, we have to fight this guy. And I had a shotgun. I was like, boom! It just shot the guy. And things like that. You just don't predict it. So random. I love that they let you do that, though. So, yeah, things like that are probably my funniest. I can't pinpoint a particular one. That would be pretty tricky. So the next question, thank you for the question, Ariosa, is from the Professor. Ooh. And this question I've also answered before, but I'll say it again quickly. What was your favourite Let's Play to record? I think I answered Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, because it's a good game. It was a good time in the year, and yeah, just had fun. And I think I did that Let's Play really well, which meant I had fun doing it. Jak and Daxter, for sure. The next question is from Ace and I, or Ace the Mech. He's now known on Minecraft from the JSano Fan Server. And his question is, who on the JSano Fan Server would you most want to visit / hang out with? Oh, this is a cheeky question, Ace. Cheeky. So you're making me choose. Well, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna answer your question with a particular person. Because honestly, there are quite a few people on the server now that I've got to know and talk to and chat with, and I'd like to meet. Oh, I'm not going to say everyone, because there are people on that server who I haven't spoken to, who are not on there very often, not very active, and so it might be a bit awkward. But people who pop up in videos in my Minecraft episodes, most of them I'd happily meet and hang out with. Ace himself, Rad, the Merry Gamer, Hollywood, the Biggest Killer, Adrian, I don't want to forget anyone, but I'm trying to think of that's the main people. Scott with Rad. Let me think now. Litho. Yeah, quite a few people, and hopefully, oh, the Multiplexer as well. Recently, been talking to him more. Maybe to do with those pranks. Damn him. Boo as well. So yeah, lots of people, but hopefully at least some of those. Oh, and Naxer as well. Hopefully some of those people will be able to make it to Minecon in London this year in July, because I would like to go to that, and it would be very cool to meet people from across the world. Yeah, and actually, put a face to a name, to a voice, and meet up, and we all have something in common. So that'd be kind of cool. That'd actually give the opportunity to hang out with Minecon. So that'd be really good. I don't know who can make it to that, but anyone who can, it'll be cool to meet them. And plus, it's so easy for me to go to Minecon. There's no excuse for me not to go. So yeah, that's my cheaty answer for that one, because I'm not actually going to pick a particular person. Take that. Right, so thank you for the question, Ace. We'll end off with 2 questions from Larry Roo Dude. Once more, he asked some questions. Thank you, Larry. If you could, what groundbreaking achievement would you be remembered for? For example, being the first person on Mars or inventing the wheel. Whatever you want, pick something. So, groundbreaking achievement. What would I like to be remembered for? Because that's what it's all about. It sounds kind of vain, but you want to be remembered. Just going back to how you're living an average life, you don't want that. You want to do something to leave a legacy. Everyone does. Not everyone can, but I think everyone does. Maybe not. I would like to. And so, with that in mind, what would I like to do? Groundbreaking achievement? Well, let's think about this realistically. I've wrote down some things, because when I say things, I mean a few scribbles. We've got to rule out some things. Science. I can't be the first man on Mars. I know it's a hypothetical question, but let's try and ground it a little bit, because I'm not a scientist. At the same time, it couldn't be, discovering the cure for cancer. It couldn't be something to do with the internet, maybe. It couldn't be, I don't know, I've invented a new version of the internet with 20% more porn. I don't know. What was his name? Who's the guy who invented it? Tim Berners-Lee. He didn't invent the internet, but he came up with the World Wide Web. He's pretty well known now for doing that, so nothing to do with that, because I just don't have the skills. What I would be closer to be able to do would be on the arts side of things. So that's more the science. If we go to the arts, there's people who remembered from hundreds of years ago for paintings they've done, for books they've written. Shakespeare, all the artists, Rembrandt and Leonardo da Vinci. Mind you, he was science as well. But I think that would be what I'd like. A painting. I'm okay at painting. I'm not amazing, but I'm pretty good at painting. If I could do some painting that would be in a museum and in the art books, have exhibitions for it, a new style of painting perhaps, a new genre, a new sort of breakthrough. You have abstract, and you have cubism, and you have post-impressionism and impressionism and all that sort of stuff. So maybe I have Joeism. Muckluckism. That doesn't matter. But yeah, either a painting or maybe writing something. Shakespeare's remembered for his plays. Maybe I could write a really good book. A really good book about something that is remembered in hundreds of years' time. That'd be pretty nice. Maybe a book that is studied by children in the future for part of school. Wouldn't that be amazing? Your legacy would live on through making tired, bored kids read your book. So yeah, I think that's closer. Something to do with that. Either a painting, not music, unfortunately. I can't play any instruments. I'd like to. So it would be either a writing or a book. Writing or a painting. I'd like to be remembered for. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. So that's a good question as well. I like thinking about that. And Larry's second question is: if you had the power to make yourself the best in the world at one video or computer game, however you could make no money out of it, what would it be? You had to go and add in that money bit, didn't you? Damn you. Because the answer would then be quite obvious. If you could make money from it, it would be something like StarCraft or League of Legends. I don't know, what other esport games are there? There's loads of them, I just forgot them all now. Dota. Things like that. Because if you were the best in the world, you would win, and there's huge amounts of money involved in esports. Ridiculous. Although not really ridiculous. If you think about how much money footballers make, it's still a sport. Some people are a bit about that, but I would say video games can be a sport. It requires just as much memory and skill and maybe even athleticism in controlling your fingers and things in a way. I don't know. So right, that's out of the question. No money involved. So what would it be? Well, here's the thing. I was thinking about this, and to be the best in the world at a game might be quite boring. If you're the best at the game, would you want to still play it? Isn't the whole point of a game is that it's a challenge? You have to overcome the challenge. No, I would say so. So to be the best in the world at it would probably take the fun away. So my answer could be none, but then I wrote down FIFA just because then I could beat all my friends here, because they know I suck at FIFA. So one day I could be like, "Hey, do you want to go play some FIFA?" And they'll go, "Yeah, okay," and boom, 10-0 or something like that. But also, if you're the best in the world at the game, and the game is the same every time, that will make it just deadly dull. So it would also have to be a game that's different every time. Maybe something like Civilization or a simulation game. Any sort of simulation game, because it would still be the best in the world, but you could play it differently each time, possibly, and it will be down to a lot of AI factors as well. So 2 answers for this question: none, and maybe a simulation game. But that's about it. That's all I can really think of. It does bring up the question about what exactly is a game, and what makes you want to play a game. Okay, so that will do it for this episode of these question and answer videos. Thank you all very much for leaving your questions. Supervash, Elton, Ariosa, the Professor, Ace, and Larry Rudude. I think, like I said, I am going to end these sometime soon. Maybe there's a few more questions. Yeah, I suppose if you have any more questions, leave them. But I think maybe the one after, or maybe the next episode, I'll say no more questions. We'll wrap this series up for now. But yes, if you do want to leave a question, you can leave it in the comments below. You can tweet it to me, or you can preferably click the Google form in the description, and you can leave a question there, and it makes it nice and easy for me to list them that way. But yes, that'll do. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.